Hello. Today I'm going to be discussing ways that you can adapt Voces to online learning. Um, if you are in a situation like many teachers are, where you are working from home and your students are all home and you're having to teach quite suddenly in a like remotely, then Voces can be a great tool to deliver that content and that language to your students and give them lots of opportunities to interact with that language. So today I'm going to be showing you some ways to get that language in front of them with our comprehensible input titles, as well as our vocab and grammar titles. So first, I just want to bring your attention to a few very helpful programs that can assist you in using Voces and kind of enhance your and your students' experience of it. So first, there's the program I'm using right now, Zoom. Zoom is really easy to use. You can get a free trial of it at their website here. And what I'm doing is I'm like having a meeting with no one live in it. No one's in the meeting with me, but I'm able to then share my screen and record myself talking about stuff on my screen. So you could do the same thing with a free trial. And then at the end, you have an MP4 file, like a video file that you can share with your students. And one way to share a large file, like an MP4 file with your students, is with WeTransfer. This is like to some degree, like there's a limit on the size of the file, but you can um, send large files via email to different people. You can also do a similar thing with Dropbox. As you can see, I have a lot of videos that I've saved to Dropbox, and it's just a really easy way to again, send a large file to someone via email. But if you want to do something a bit more with the file, with your video file, after you record a lesson, you can upload it to YouTube. And so today, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can create lessons within Voces and then record yourself doing those lessons, upload them to YouTube, and then embed the YouTube URL, the YouTube link that you've created um, onto Voces itself. So I'm going to start by showing you how to do this in Nuestra Historia 1, which is a title that's part of our comprehensible input series. This series is full of many great stories and many other resources, and it's a full curriculum, enough to cover a full year of instruction. But given this unique situation where you have suddenly found yourselves teaching remotely and are new to Voces, and your students therefore would be as well, I'm recommending that you see Nuestra Historia as a collection of short stories that your students can read, or that you can introduce to your students, and that your students can read on their own and then complete activities for. So, like, in other words, instead of a full curriculum, see it as small bites of material that are compelling, that teach them language or have them use language they already know, and just keep like Spanish fresh in their minds. So I'm going to go to a story section, and I'm just going to, as an example, use this one here. And now if I was a teacher, I could download Zoom onto my computer, and I could introduce these structures or review this vocabulary with my students. And you can do it however you see fit. You can just kind of talk about it. You could even maybe put like a slideshow together or something. But either way, you kind of just go over it, and then you start reading the story to them. If you're a CI teacher, I'm sure you have your own techniques that you use and you can apply here. But in general, if you choose a story that is a little bit below the level that your students were at the end of this year, then I think they'll be more likely to understand the story and just being able to engage very easily with it, which is probably ideal given the situation. So you could read the story, pausing every sentence or two and asking questions about the sentences that you just read, clarifying aspects of it, translating words that you think they might not know, etc. So you make this video, and then you record yourself making it, and now you have an MP4 of yourself giving this lesson. So what you can do with that video file is you can go over to your YouTube, and this is, like my personal YouTube. That's why all these crazy Minecraft videos are over here, because I have an 8-year-old son. But so you can go to your personal YouTube. You can upload that video right there on YouTube. It's really simple to do. The one thing that I recommend is to set the video as unlisted. You don't want to set it as private because then you not like all your students won't be able to see it. But if you unlist the video, then people searching YouTube won't be able to find it. So you upload it. Again, very straightforward. And then you have the video, like I have this video here, uploaded onto your page. And you go to that video and you just grab that URL and you copy it. And now we're going to take it back to the story that we just read, in the video. And we're going to add this video right there at the top of the page for our students to see. And to do that, you scroll down to the bottom of the page and you click Edit this page. It brings up this little window that asks you to rename the page, and you just say OK. And so now we have this, like we're in this activity creator where we can, if we wanted to, we could edit the content, we could add a activity, we could do all sorts of things. But right now we're just going to add the video. So I'm going to click create a new section and then select content only, and then content or create section. And now that new section gets placed at the bottom of the others. So I'm going to drag it up to the top and we'll see it right here. And I'm going to click add edit copy. Click here. And now all I'm going to do is choose the video icon and paste the YouTube URL right into there, and then click insert video. So now we have our video there. I like to center it so it looks pretty. I'm going to click add block. I'm going to close that window and now save the page and close the editor. So now we have our lesson on the page that we gave the lesson on. And what we can do after this is assign this page to our students so that they can log into Voces and go to their assignment icon and see immediately on that story page or on that lesson page our lesson, and be able to see the page as well. So I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but we have videos, other tutorials and webinars that go over how to create classes and add students. You do have to have your students created and added to your account before you assign a page. So let's assume you've done that. And if you haven't, pause the video and find one of those webinars or videos and watch those. And so now you have your class and students added and your lesson added to the top of the page. And now we want to assign it to them. Something I like to mention is that assigning is essentially just pointing students where you want them to go. You don't really, need to see it beyond that if you don't want. But we want them to go to that page that we just added the lesson. So I'm in here in assignments, and I'm going to create a new assignment, current page, specific date. I'll make this due in a week. Okay, the 10th. And I'm going to click apply. I'm going to leave it soft deadline. You select the date and just assign it to all 3 of my classes. Click finished. Leave a note, create assignment, and here it is, due next Friday. They will get it in their assignment icon. They'll be able to click their assignment, go to it, and they won't see 2. That's just because my internet is slow. There. They'll see a video lesson of me, the teacher, introducing them to these structures and reading the story for them. Then they'll be able to, review the structures on their own, even listen to the audio for them and read the story on their own, listen to the audio for the story if they want, look at the illustrations, etc. But then I want them to also do an activity. So I'm going to assign this activity here. So I go to that activity and I click on the star icon. And I just realized that activity is already assigned. So I'm going to just jump to the next activity. and assign that one so you can see the steps. Create a new assignment, current page, specific date. Again, I'm going to put it on the 10th, click apply. I'm not going to apply any of these additional options, but you can if you want. And then I'm going to choose all 3 of those classes and click finish. I'll leave a note and create assignment. And now that activity is assigned as well as that story on Friday. So now when my students go, like log in, they will see, and I'll show you really quickly. I'm going to grab a sample student's user ID, and I'm going to go into an incognito window so I can log in as a student really quick and just show you what they're going to see. When I log in as a student, I see that as a student, the student should always be looking at their assignment icon when they log in, and they'll see a number indicating how many assignments they have waiting for them. If I click on that star icon, I'll see in my student calendar everything that I have waiting for me to do. If I click on the story page, I can see my note or the note from my teacher, and then go to the assignment. And there's the lesson. And this would be, in theory, it's not in this case, but in theory, this would be a video of my teacher, introducing these structures and reading the story to me. And when I'm done watching it and reading the story, I can mark that I have completed that page. And then I go back into assignments, select the next activity, go to it, and complete that activity. So that's how you can add an activity in any of our CI titles. And really, you can add a video to any page anywhere in Voces, but this is just one way to deliver this content in this unique time to your students, and a way to kind of view this curriculum, because a lot of the material that we've created was meant to be delivered in a class setting where you're seeing your students in front of them teaching, and unfortunately that's just not the case right now. So I think Nuestra Historia and Notre Histoire both can be seen and used as a collection of short stories that will engage students and allow them to read the language and interact with the language in a fun and interesting way during this, different time. So now I'm just going to jump into, I'm going to jump into Novice. Novice is our other Spanish series, and it's vocab and grammar based. So instead of stories, we have like more traditional lessons, like vocab and grammar lessons, and then activities. But in the same way that we can introduce and present a lesson on a story in our comprehensible input-based titles, we can do that in our more traditional titles. So we could go to a vocab page, or maybe even better would be like something that's a little bit more like a grammar point. And we could download Zoom and record ourselves giving a lesson, explaining the grammatical situation. And then we would save that recording and upload it to YouTube just like before, and then grab that URL of our lesson and go down to the bottom of this page and edit and press OK, and add a new section as well. That's content only, just like before. Drag it to the top, click add edit copy, create a new block, and then add our video. And I just realizing, hold on. Let me grab the actual URL, and you just paste it in there, insert video, again, center it, click add block, close, save page, close editor, and here we see the video at the top of the page. And just like before, we can assign this page so that the students know to come to this page to review this grammar. And then you can find activities that reflect this grammar point within the activities and assign those to the students. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, just let us know, and definitely check out our other tutorial videos. We basically have something for everything. But you can always call us and ask your questions as well. Thank you so much.